Welcome to all for today's session on topic writing methods in Java. In this session, we are going to discuss about what is the significance of method in Java programming language, how to write a method in Java programming language, and how to pass a parameters to Java programming, how to pass parameters to method in Java programming language. First, we discuss about why we write a methods in Java programming language. The methods are used commonly to break a down break a problem down into smaller manageable pieces. This is called as divide and conquer approach. Here, with the help of method, we can divide a large problem into a smaller sub problems or sub programs. That is called as sub programs are called as methods. And methods are written in Java programming language to perform a specific task. Inside the method, we can write a certain set of statement or block of statement which perform a specific operation inside a method. Here, once you write a method in Java programming language, we can use that method in any program as per the requirement. So that with the help of method, with the help of writing a method in Java programming language, we can achieve reusability in a Java programming language. Then after that, we classify a method in two types. One is void method and next one is value returning method. Void method means a method which does not return any type of values to a calling program or calling methods. Such kind of method is called as void method. The method which having a return type is a void. Such kind of method is called as a void method. For example, here system.out.println, here println is a void method which does not return any kind of value to a calling program or calling methods. So it is called as a void method. Then a method which having a return type and which return a value to a calling program or calling methods. Such method is called as value returning methods. Here in this example, integer.parseInt. Here parseInt is a method and integer is a class. We are calling this method through a class name. And at the time of calling, we are passing the argument, as 700 to this method. Once this method is get executed successfully, it will return the integer value. It will return an integer value and that will get stored inside the number. Then after that, we are going to discuss how to define a void method. Here to define a void method, at the time of writing a definition of method, the definition of method is divided in two parts. One is header of method and next one is body of method. The method header which appear at the beginning of method definition. After that, we can write a certain set of statements inside the opening and closing curly bracket, which called as a body of method. Here, certain set of statements are written inside a body of method to perform a specific operation inside a method. Here, method is divided in two parts. The first part is the definition of method is divided in two parts. The first part is header part and next part is a body part. In the header part, we can specify the modifiers like public static, and after that we can specify the return type of method as a void. Then after that we can specify the name of method, that is display method. Here display method specify the name of method. The name of method must be meaningful. It shows what kind of functionality or what kind of operation the method can perform. Then after that, you have to specify the opening closing bracket. Then after that, you have to specify the opening curly bracket, which indicate the start of method body. In that, we can write a implementation of method, and then we have to close the curly bracket, which indicate the end of the method. Then after that, we are going to discuss about how to call a method. When you call a method, the void method is get called automatically. The main method is get called automatically when the execution of the program is started. We can say that the main method is a entry point for execution of a program from which the execution of the program is get started. Whereas when any other user-defined methods are defined inside a program, we need to call that methods inside the other methods or inside a main methods. Then that methods are get executed. Here in this example, here two methods are defined. One is main method and second one is display method is defined. Both are static methods. Means they are common to all the object of the class simple method. When execution of the program is started, at that time the main method is get called. We can say that here main method is a entry point for execution of the program. Then after that, once the execution of main method is started, inside the main method we call a display method. Once this statement is get executed, it will call the display method, display message method, and it will start the execution of display message method. Once the execution of display message method is over, then it will transfer the execution in the main method and start to execute the remaining part of main method. Once the execution of main method is over, it will transfer the control out of main method. Then after that, we are going to discuss about hierarchical method call. Here in this example, three methods are defined. One is main method, second one is dip method, and third one is dipper method. Okay, here dip method is get called inside the main method, and dipper method is get called inside the dip method. When the execution of main method is get started, at that time dip method is get called and start its execution. During the execution of dip method, a dipper method is also get called. Once the execution of dipper method is over, then execution control get transferred towards a dip method inside the dip method, and it will execute the remaining part of dip method, and then it will transfer the execution control inside the main method, and it will execute the remaining part of main method and transfer the control out of the main method. This is about how to call the hierarchical methods. The next one, how to prepare a documentation of method. When you want to prepare a documentation of a specific method inside a Java programming language, in that case we have to use a documentation comment before the header of method definition. In the header, before the header of method definition, you have to specify the additional information regarding the method. To give the additional information about the method, In Java programming language, we have to use a documentation comment before the header of method. Then after that, passing the argument to a method. Passing argument to a method. We can pass when we declare a header of method. In the header of method, we can specify the parameter list. When method is get called, we can pass the argument to the method. At the time of passing the argument to the method, the type of argument and the number of argument which are passed as the argument to the method must be same with a parameter list. If the type of argument and number of arguments are get exactly match with the parameter list of method, then that method is get executed. Otherwise, it will use a error if mismatch is happen. Here, in this example, shows here we declare a method display value, okay, having one parameter number num, having type is int. When you call this method, we have to pass a argument having type is integer, and we have to pass only one argument to this method. Here the passed argument and the type of argument, type of parameter is specified inside the method body, inside the method header is get match, so that this method is get executed successfully in the first call. In the second call also, we are passing the integer number as argument to the parameter list, parameter of method display. It will get match, so that it is also get executed second time also. The next one, here a display method is specified having type of parameter as an integer, and there is only one parameter in the parameter list of method, so that when we call a display value method, at that time we have to pass a only one value having type is integer. Here at the time of calling a display value method, we are passing the 5 as a integer value to a display value method, so it is get executed successfully because type of argument is get matched with the type of parameter and number of parameters in the method header, so it is get executed successfully. Then after that, argument and parameter type conflict. When the type of parameter, type of argument is get match, when type of argument and number of arguments are get match exactly with number of parameters and type of parameters in the method header, then that method is get executed successfully. If there is mismatch in the type of argument and the number of arguments with parameter list, then at the time of compilation of the program, it will generate a error. In this example, if you are passing the double as argument to the display value having type of parameter is integer, then it will generate a error during a compilation time. Then passing a multiple argument to a function or to a method, we can specify a number of parameters in the parameter list of method, and during a call of method we can pass that number of argument to that method. Here in this example, we define two parameters in the header of method, and at the time of calling a method we have to pass the two parameters having exactly same type, which is specified inside a parameter list. Then after that, we are going to discuss about methods of passing a parameters. There are two methods of passing a argument to methods. One is arguments are passed by value. Then second one is arguments are passed by reference. In argument passed by value, we are passing the actual values to a calling to a called method, whereas argument by argument argument passed by reference, in that case we are passing the object as argument to the called method. In argument passed by value method, if the changes happen in the argument in the parameter list variable that are not get reflected in the argument variables, whereas in argument passed by reference, when we are passing the object as argument, if the changes are happen in the parameter variables, that is object, that changes are get reflected in the argument object also. Here we are showing the example of pass by value. Here the example void change me is a method which having a parameter of type integer, and we are passing the value as we are passing here argument as a number, variable as argument to this method. If the changes are happen in the value of my value inside the body of method, that changes are not get reflected in the variable number here in pass by value method, whereas passing object reference to method, in this method when the changes are happen in the object of parameter list in the body of method, that changes are get reflected in the object of argument list object. In passing object by reference, we are passing the address of the variable instead of actual values. This is the example. Here string is a class and str is the object of the string class. Here we are passing name as an object to a method. Show length. If any kind of changes are happen in the object str in the body of this method, that changes are get reflected in the object of argument list name. Here this is the example of pass by object reference method. In this example, here in the parameter list of method, the object of string class is defined as a str, and we are passing name as a argument as object to this parameter list of the method. Here the value of str is get changed as a deacon, and when a method is get called here, it will print the output as a deacon. because here when you call this method, okay, it will print the output as name Shakespeare, Shakespeare. Okay, then after that it will execute this one and print the name as Shakespeare. Because whatever changes are happen inside the str variable, that are get reflected in the object variable name. In this session we will stop here. Thank you for